Welcome back to the online classes of physics. This is your Naima Miss back with again acid and bases and salts. Today we are going to learn about the, we have already learned about the acids and bases, isn't it? So today we will learn about the salts. Okay. So what are salts? Salts usually what we have at home, right? That is also a salt, common salt. Salt, isn't it? So what are salts? Common salts which we use at home is what? Yes, what it is? Sodium chloride. I hope you remember. Okay, so common salt is an important raw material from our various materials of daily use, isn't it? So such as sodium hydroxide, baking soda, washing soda, bleaching soda, bleaching powder, and many more. Let us see how all these substances are formed from different substances. Okay, salt is an ionic compound formed from the neutralization reaction. I hope you remember acid plus bases will give rise to salts and water, isn't it? Salt and water. What is this? Is this nothing but a neutralization reaction which we have seen in the during the reactions, isn't it? We have learned during the reactions when the acid and bases react with itself, what is the result going to be? In that we have learned that when the acid and bases undergo a reaction, they form salts and water as the product, isn't it? So this is nothing but this is called as neutralization reaction, isn't it? So it's an ionic compound which is formed by the neutralization reaction. So let us learn what are the new substances that are formed by when this NaCl, that is sodium chloride, reacts. When it undergoes different reaction, different substances are formed. So let us go with first uh, uh, reaction, first product, that is sodium hydroxide. What it is? Sodium hydroxide. The first one we will go with sodium hydroxide, which molecular formula is NaOH, isn't it? NaOH. So what is this? This is nothing but when an electricity passes through an aqueous solution of sodium chloride, it decomposes to form a product, that is sodium hydroxide. So what is happening here? So what did we see here? You can see the sodium chloride, when it is undergoing decomposition reaction, that is a current is passed through it and it will give you NaOH, that is sodium hydroxide plus chlorine and hydrogen gas. Okay, it will give chlorine and hydrogen also as a byproduct. So this aqueous solution of sodium chloride is called as brine. What it is called? It is called as brine. The aqueous solution of sodium chloride is called as brine. Okay, so let us know what are the uses of sodium hydroxide. What are the uses of sodium hydroxide? So they are used in making of soaps and detergents. Usually all the soaps and detergents consist of sodium hydroxide. They are used in the paper manufacture companies. They use this sodium hydroxide for preparing the different kind of papers. Okay, then they use in oil refining. Okay, they use in oil refining, and they use in PVC manufacturers, that is pipes or plastics, whatever they prepare na, pipes and plastics, they use this sodium hydroxide for the preparation of plastics and pipes. Okay, and in pesticides, to kill the germs and pests, whatever we use pest controls na, so that is nothing but it comprises of sodium hydroxide. Now the formation of sodium hydroxide from the sodium chloride is also called as chloroalkali process. What it is called? It is also called as chloroalkali process. Chloroalkali process. Why it is called chloroalkali process? Because of the product form chlorine and the alkali, that is sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide is formed and chlorine is also formed there, right? That's why they are called as chloroalkali process. So next is bleaching powder. So let us see how the bleaching powder is formed from the NaCl. As we already know, the chlorine which was formed in the before reaction, that is in the sodium hydroxide, we formed that chlorine is produced during the electrolysis of aqueous solution, sodium chloride, isn't it, brine? This solution, this gas, this chlorine gas is used for the manufacture of bleaching powder. Bleaching powder is produced by the action of chlorine and on the dry slake lime. Okay, dry slake lime. This is lime, CaOH2. Okay, so what it is happening, the chlorine gas, whatever is released from formation of NaOH, there that gas is used here, it is being enacted on the CaOH2, and this gives the product called bleaching powder, CaOCl2. Bleaching powder is represented by the formula CaOCl2, and the byproduct here is again water. This is the actual composition, is a quite substance. This actual composition is quite complex. Okay, so here CaOH2 is in the presence of chlorine gas gives you bleaching powder, that is CaOCl2, and the byproduct is water. So let us know what are the uses of the bleaching powder. So it's used as a bleaching, it's used in the bleaching cotton and linen clothes industries, textiles. Okay. uh, Bleaching wood pulp in paper industries. It's used for washed clothes in laundries. Oxidizing agent in chemical industries. It's also used as a disinfecting drinking water, that is to get free of germs, water to be get rid of germs. Reagents in preparation of chloroform. Okay, reagents in the preparation of chloroform. So next is baking soda. So how the baking soda is prepared? So when how the baking soda is prepared? What is happening here? Baking soda is sometimes added for faster cooking, isn't it? We use it in the pakoras, we use in the bread, we use in baking of cake, we use in so many things at our house, right? So that the food gets very spongy, and also even it gets very cooked fast, isn't it? So the chemical name of this compound is sodium hydrogen carbonate. Sodium hydrogen carbonate. It is prepared as NaCl, that is sodium hydroxide, in the presence of water plus carbon dioxide plus ammonia will give rise to ammonium chloride plus sodium hydrogen carbonate. Okay, ammonium chloride plus sodium hydrogen carbonate. It's a very mild corrosive base. It's a very mild non corrosive base. So when it is heated, when you see that when we cook, when we bake a cake, you see the sponginess occurs. How it is occurring? Because when the baking soda is added into the food product, food reactant, whatever we are using the ingredient, when it is getting heated up, it is giving the byproduct as carbon dioxide, and that carbon dioxide, whatever is released, will make the cake very spongy. Okay, cake very spongy. So baking soda is a very non corrosive base, isn't it? So what are the uses of sodium hydroxide carbonate, that is baking soda? It is used in a mixture of baking soda and a mild edible acid such as tartaric acid. When baking powder is heated or mixed in water, this following reaction takes place. What is going to take place? NaHCO3, when heated or mixed with water, what is happening? H plus ions are coming in contact. So what is happening here? The carbon dioxide plus water is the product, isn't it? Plus sodium salts of acids are formed. What are formed? Sodium salts of acids are formed. Sodium hydrogen carbonate, when reacting with water or H plus ions or in water, the carbon dioxide and water and sodium salts of acids are formed, the byproducts. Okay, so this carbon dioxide produced during this reaction causes the bread or cake to rise, making them spongy. as I said already. Okay, sodium hydrogen carbonate is also an ingredient in antacids. As I already said you, what are antacids? Antacids are nothing but the sodium salts of acids. These are nothing but antacids. Antacids are nothing but what are these? I said you in my previous class, you can check the video. These are nothing but these are the bases which neutralizes the acids, which neutralizes the acids. Whatever acids which are produced in our stomach, that is HCl, when it is produced in an excess form, excess product of HCl is formed, then what is happening? These acids, when antacids you are taking as a uh, to solve your problem, that is example eno. When you're taking eno, what this eno is doing, it is going into your stomach, it is releasing the base, and what is happening, this base is going combining with the acids, and it is get there occurs a neutralization reaction. Okay, so that results in the whatever burning sensation which is taking in our place, that results to be finished. Okay, then it is also used as soda in fire extinguishers. Okay, and it's also it acts as a mild antiseptic also. In many cases it will help as an antiseptic also. So the next product which is formed out of the salt, that is common salt NaCl, we'll learn about the washing soda. Okay, washing soda, which is called as sodium carbonate. So in this there is a special kind of reaction taking place. So as we have seen there, that in sodium that is our baking soda, we have learned about sodium hydrogen carbonate. There you have learned about how the carbon dioxide is released and how the sponginess is formed, isn't it? So here is another chemical that can be obtained from sodium chloride, is sodium carbonate. And sodium hydrogen carbonate are useful for many industrial purposes. Yes, what we are going to obtain is washing soda. What is this? Na2CO3 10H2O is called as washing soda. Now what we are going to do, we are going to just recrystallization of sodium carbonate. We are just going to do a special type of process here, that is nothing but recrystallization of sodium carbonate, isn't it? Sodium carbonate gives washing soda. It is nothing but a basic salt. Okay, then what are the uses of washing soda? Means they are used in a glass, soap and paper industries. Yes, they are used in glass, soap and paper industries. It is used in glass, copper, soap, paper industries. It's also used it's also used in the manufacture of sodium compounds, that is borax. Sodium carbonate can be used in the used as a cleaning agent for domestic purposes. It's also used for removing the permanent hardness of water. Okay, for this we can know, for washing, like a washing soda, there is one more like which undergoes recrystallization process, that is removing water of crystallization. That is nothing but, just we are going to learn about one activity. So here what do? We'll just take a test tube, a boiling test tube, and in that what we are going to do, we are just going to take few crystals of copper sulfate. You know, copper sulfate is in blue color, isn't it? So simply what we are going to do, we are just going to boil, I mean he gives some heat by the from the Bunsen burner, and what we are going to see, we are going to see that already it is crystal, isn't it? What we are going to see, we are going to see that few water droplets are formed on the walls of the test tube, on the walls of the boiling tube. What are formed? Water drops are formed on the test tubes walls. But as it is already crystal, how the water comes out, from where the water came, that will be our doubt, isn't it? But the crystal also comprises of water. So what do we come to know? When the crystals are moistened with water, this blue color of the now after this water comes out, what will happen? This copper sulfate will turn into white color. What will happen after the water droplets are formed? Water droplets, when they are formed on the boiling tube, you can see that this color of the copper sulfate will change into white. white in color. Again when the water is added, to this white color compound which we have obtained after heating, giving some heat, then you can see that again it will turn into blue in color. Okay, again it will change into blue color. So the fixed water molecules are present in one formula unit of copper sulfate. That chemical formula is given as CuSO4 5 water molecules. Okay, this 5 shows that 5 water molecules are combined with CuSO4. Okay, similarly we have one important product, that is CaSO4. Same process will undergo in this CaSO4 dot half H2O. Now what is this? This is nothing but it is called as plaster of Paris. The next we are going to learn is plaster of Paris. So on careful heating of gypsum, what is gypsum? CaSO4 and 2 water molecules, it is called as gypsum. At 373 degrees Kelvins, what is getting? It loses water partially to become calcium sulfate hemihydrate. Calcium sulfate hemihydrate, yani half hydrate. Okay, this is called as plaster of Paris. The substance which doctors use for plaster of for supporting fracture bones in our right position, then that is nothing but the plaster of Paris. Plaster of Paris is a white powder, and on mixing with water again it will set back to a solid form, that is called as gypsum. So this is nothing but your gypsum. This is used in your construction of this false ceiling is being constructed now, that they will use it. And as I said, doctors use in the supporting the fracture of the bones, and for making the toys, decorations, materials for making surface smooth, and also to design our interiors. Okay, so these are all the done by the plaster of Paris. So with this we end up the topic. Okay, we end up with the lesson acid and bases. If you have any doubt, please go back and watch the video and let me know if any doubt. And till then, thank you.